It will be Thomas on the killer this time. My boy Thomas, I've seen him on the Blight, he's really good on the Blight, but I've never really seen him on anything else. And I think this is going to be a very interesting watch here, Peps, because Thomas's macro is actually really good from what I've been seeing. Even though I've only really seen his Blight gameplay and I have yet to really judge the micro of his Dredge gameplay, I can only expect great things. Dredge does have the teleport capability as well. Obviously, not as good as the Blight's Rush, but you know, we're going to have to work with what we have to do here. Same build. Obviously, not allowed to switch as it is a killer fault restart. No penalty once more. But we are just trying to make it a better environment for the players. Oh my! And as I say that, as we were saying, for like both times that we restarted this set, that you have to have a very good first chase, first start to the game. It's just, once again, just this is probably the worst start that Clown Crew have had throughout this entirety of the 3 matches that have been played. So, just having it down so early, maybe sub 40 seconds, if I'm counting that right in my head. But it's
only
just
downing them, but then also zoning survivors that were on a gen right next to Hook.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, they were on it. Yeah. So, like, there's no pressure on the board for that Hook as well, which is absolutely ludicrous. But, I mean, maybe we could get some Devour Hope play here as well, because I really want to see this perk get used, I can't lie. And we are going to be taking chase on the other side of the map onto our Sheva here. Is Crazy AF, who was our chase back the first time around those last 2 matches, and now we'll be taking chase all the way to the top 12 pallet here. And we are still not far enough from that Hook to be actually acquiring a stack of Devour Hope, unless there is some sort of a spectator bug. But wait, unless that was... no, it was destroyed. Okay, so the totem that's gone is Devour Hope. We still have Ruin in effect. But
no!
Pentiments are coming into play. We're not going to be seeing anything of the sort from Devour Hope. I was wondering why it wasn't lighting up, and I actually didn't hear the killer from notification of it actually getting destroyed in the background. But I think we're just going to be camping Fushi here to second and playing it safe here, Peps.
Yeah, I mean, having a second stage survivor with 2 injures, 5 generators is probably not the angle you wanted to be looking in this set, as now we're going to be seeing the Shiva also going down, and it kind of is honestly already falling apart at 5 gens here for the side of Clown Crew. As you said, Thomas, if it's a Thomas I'm thinking of, yeah, the macro, really insane, and like, that's good, because Dredge, for the most part, I'd say is very macro heavy killer. Has some micro stuff you can kind of do on him, but predominantly, yeah, just a heavy macro killer. So Thomas playing this really well at the moment. Kind of just forcing the survivors to do what they want here. And Crazy, still slugged at the moment. The, Death Hook Fushi cannot be found here. If they are found, this game is going to be over very quickly. But now we know we're going to be getting a pickup here into a Pain Resonance. And they're going to be cleansing the Ruin, which means that the Penti is still up on that regression, or sorry, the slowdown is probably a better way of saying it. And can they get the 2 stacks, or are they going to wait to light that one up later? I think it might be the better, just in case.
Yeah, and as we say that, we are going to be teleporting up to top 10 now. Do have killer, no, sorry, top 4. We do have killer instinct at bottom 3, and we're going to be using this little filler pallet here, but opting to grid it on the side of Fushi. This is our tunnel out, so we have to last as long as we can here. I don't think there's any saving this guy, unfortunately. It does look like he's just going to be going down fairly quickly if he's not able to make something here over at bottom 5. Going to be pre-dropping that pallet in the process of his chase, and now going to be continuing on maybe to the courtyard, or just going to the Macca's drive-through, probably. We are going to be trying to cut him off from the inside 7. And I was going to make the burger sound, but I'm not going to be doing that anytime soon. We're going to be trying to fake the window vault on the side of Fushi, but he's just going to be going down. I just wanted to soft serve, bruh. That's pretty much what you could have heard in terms of comms on the side of Cloud Crew. No, but we are going to be taking that last hook onto Fushi, and yeah, things looking extremely dicey since this tunnel has happened at 5 generators remaining.
Yeah, no, this is all pretty clinical work here from Thomas. Hasn't really made, I don't think he's really made like a single mistake here. Absolutely punishing everything that the survivors are kind of throwing towards him. Another tag that's kind of hard to play when you're locked into that spot against the Dredge. Now Thomas has gone to a dead classroom to cut off here to try and get them back to the generator. Oh my, I thought the game paused and I thought they were going to DC. I just got PTSD, but no, they're breaking a wall on that. Thank God. But no, we're going to be seeing Crazy kind of playing this pallet here. Thomas, I was about to say, you can't just wait for that remnant and just try to pay attention for that slow vault sound. If you can hear it, But no, not even a listen effort. So really nicely played there from the Shiva. But they're going to lose a lot of distance having to run up these stairs here. Maybe they can make it to the piano room. It's going to be pretty tight, but I think they're going to go down.
Yeah, they're going to be denied that piano room pallet, unfortunately, at top 7 just above the Macca's drive-through. And we're going to be taking this next hook on to Crazy AF, who is our next tunnel, our next victim, as I'd like to put it. But we do still have 2 healthy survivors on the map, so let's see what they can really make do of this scenario if we can get a quick switch around while we see that Thomas is just going to be going and protecting this hook, simultaneously choosing where he wants to teleport to next. And we do teleport straight back onto Chikehime, who is just going to be working this bottom 10 generator, getting interrupted, and now is just forced to use this bottom 12 pallet here. Not going to be getting hit through that anytime soon. Definitely no ping there, as they are both SEA teams, SEA players in this series for the night. And we're going to be... Wait, we weren't able to get rid of the Remnant, unfortunately, running into it and just teleporting at the right time is Thomas, and this is going to be a quick 2-tap. Mighty unfortunate stuff on the side of Chikehime, but I'm not too sure if Thomas will select this and go back for his camp out here, and he might do so. I mean, he has no real reason to sit and hook Chikehime, and that's exactly what he's doing here. He's going to make sure that Crazy AF just dies on the hook, so he secures another tunnel out of 4 generators remaining. And I just don't see any world where the survivors can really chalk this up to a 4K3 even. This is just kind of looking like a 4K4 at this point in time. We have teleported to the basement lockers, so as I say that, it's quite interesting macro decision there for Thomas. I think he was maybe anticipating a stealth out from the side of Taka, but we do manage to get the unhook over in the background. But we're going to opt to go back and hook Chikehime, I'm pretty sure is what Thomas is thinking at the moment, as he has lost his unhooked survivor, his tunnel out per se, and Chikehime is also crawled away from the bottom 12, so not too sure what the play is here next, since you know, this is quite a decent recovery from the side of Clown Crew if we aren't able to find Chikehime, but we do, and she is crawling over to where she was found very first up.
Yeah, this is going to be a very unfortunate game here for Cloud Crew. I think it's going to end up being in a 4K4, but honestly, I'm very disappointed in Thomas, not the 4K5. You hyped them up, didn't even achieve such results, so don't even know what to say, to be honest.
You know, it's just a bad day in the office, I guess. No, but he's going to be teleported throughout his lockers to go find his next chase, his next victim. And he has teleported all the way. I do believe this is just above the hook that we had taken over at the bottom 9 side of the map, if my memory serves me correctly, and I'm not getting too disoriented with my old man eyes. But we are going to be taking another Pentimento stack onto the destroyed ruin, and Thomas is going to be going all the way back
through the drive-through, bruh.
Yeah, just forgot his soft serve that time, so he's got to be going back and chasing the unhooked survivor. Going to be trying to down Chikehime as quickly as he can. Opting to go for a fresh this time, maybe for the last pain res stack, and he's going to be tapping Taka, who is forced to use this bottom 11 god pallet here. Going to be trying to do a little bit of mind games with the teleport, but realizing that they have a little too much distance for any of that sort of behavior, so pretty good for Thomas to pick up on that. He's going to commit the chase back onto top 10, where this is God window leading into top 9, and Taka's going to be trying to play very greedy on the window, going for the fakes, and beautifully read by Thomas to be able to just grab him off the window and hook him for the last pain res. And once again, just this game is so stagnant that it just facilitates the thought that this will be 4K4, since the survivors are really struggling to pull it back into their favor.
Yeah, they're struggling here. They don't even have time to reset at this point. At this point, they just need to slam the gens, have everyone run at them, try to get just one more. I mean, that's all you're getting here, most likely. And maybe if a decent chase comes through, they can maybe etch out an extra gen. But with Thomas and the form they're showing here, the locked inness that they have, I mean, it's going to be hard to try and topple this, as Thomas now zoning them on the bad side. So it kind of forces them to lose a lot of distance here, and it's going to result in the downs. That's going to be 100% immediate. And that's going to be the down to Crazy, which is also the kill here. So it's going to be a 2v1 and for the goal of 1 generator. I don't know if that's going to be achievable.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It just really looks extremely in Thomas's favor. And he's going to take this final hook onto the Crazy AF, and do have Chikehime and Taka both in the match injured. And like you said, I think they're just trying to really commit generators here, but it's going to be extremely hard to get one from 0 to done, especially if you find someone straight off the bat. So if he manages to find Taka, Taka's really gonna have to last in this chase if we are to get one more generator done. And doesn't really look likely. Does have a pallet in this room to work with, but it is fairly weak, especially with Remnant in hand. And we've just kind of given up pallet possession freely. This is just gonna be a quick down. We probably should have
The
W'd away or
patience.
something like that. But yes, Thomas very patient, very good on the micro. So I'm very impressed from what I am seeing. We did know that the macro was there, especially, but the micro has just been more apparent, and that's what you love to see. But we are going to be teleporting back to where we anticipate that Chikahime is, but she's just gone and rotated all the way to pick up our down to Taka there, just over at bottom 5, and we have the killer instinct in hand. This is mighty unfortunate stuff. We have scared Chikahime off of the slug, and she's not able to pick up Taka in time, and going to be going down at the pallet, and that will be the 4K4 secured for Thomas and Leopard.
I was just also thinking while this is playing out, so if that's the Macca's drive-through, it's Clan Crew, so they're Ronald McDonald's in like this scenario, right?
Ronald how so?
Clan Crew. Ronald McDonald.
Oh my god, I didn't see it. I see it now. That's why they like Midwich so much. Fair enough. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, sorry, I just kind of,
Yeah.
put the pieces together there.
Don't think they've won every single set as their win percentage off the top of my head is something along the lines of 72%, but nevertheless, they are still really good team regardless, and you know, just not losing any series. So Fushi going to be spawning over at the bottom side of the map now, rotating all the way down to these bottom classrooms here. We're going to be taking the first chase, which is, I think that's our Adam there, Zalapi, who'll be vaulting the God window back into the classroom and not opting to chase that on the side of Fushi. We've gone to bottom 11 and we have spotted out our V Faith, but we are opting not to chase that as we heard somebody working the generator ever so sneakily. It is Thomas, who was our killer last match, taking a really early tag. Going to be pre-dropping that bottom 11 pallet, trying to make as much distance as humanly possible. Fushi going to be trying to cut him off, but he's made a little bit too much distance to be mind gamed at that locker. Unfortunately, he's going to be going all the way down to the bottom 10, bottom 9 loops here. So he's going to be using this very nice filler pallet. It's a long one at the very least, and he's going to be trying to W all the way down into those classrooms at the bottom sides of the map as well. The pathing is incredible. I actually maybe even anticipated he'd go to top 12, but he didn't. He's just going to be making another filler pallet, slapping it bam straight in Fushi's face if that wasn't already enough. And now we're going to be trying to cut him off for lockers that are facing the wrong way. This is just mighty unfortunate. This chase has gone on for a little too long.
Dying at a good spot too in the bathroom.
Yeah, it's exactly what you need on the side of the survivors.
Yeah, no, this is a much better start, much better execution. Usually at the start on the survivor side, you kind of want to have your survivors split upstairs, downstairs, either side, so 4 split, and then you kind of want to camp a few, maybe 1 or 2 rooms down and into a pallet just to make sure you're not going to get, you know, surprised and jumped on and give away a free tag and have a bad chase, essentially. And in this game, we saw a much better start. Really good chase, though, from Thomas. It was kind of insane to see that Thomas has done it, too. He's an insane player, but, like, you know, he just played the killer, did insanely well, and then first chase is absolutely, you know, popped off. So playing really well here. Fushi now going to be trying to see if they can get Ivy. Ivy also, can usually have a really good chase. I'm pretty sure they really do like the dredge set, these players.
B1! We're going to see B1 work up some magic later on in the trial, but that will be the next generator pop in the trial. And that will be the win con met by the survivors, as they only needed a 4K3 to actually go through to the next set and take this one home. So, well played to them, but I guess we'll just still be playing for best possible result.
Go into intermission.
No. Go into intermission and we'll just get the next one set up for you guys. We'll be right back. No, anyway. But Fushi's just going to be taking chase over here. Everyone coming into effect on the top 12 side, and it is B1 once more. Now, I did say we're going to be seeing some B1 magic, or hope to see some B1 magic. He's going to be running around alongside of this wall over at top 3, so still no resource used. The pathing and the macro decisions incredible on the side of Ivy there, but getting a little bit too greedy, trying to run back into the Remnant and just preserve the resource, unfortunately, and now getting tagged and running all the way back down to where those pallets had been thrown on the top side of the map, opting to go to the bottom. So we're probably just going to wrap around the stairs and do that as we speak. And now we're going to be trying to cut him off on the side of Fushi down on the lockers, but once again, a little bit too much distance, as it was not quick enough to teleport, that is. And we have just the ability to walk down Ivy, unfortunately, over at this empty bottom 9 tile, as there is no pallet, since it is just a classroom with just a whole bunch of desks and clutter. And we'll be taking this first hook of the trial onto B1 with probably some gen pressure in the background to even, I don't know, change the game to like a 4K2, 4K1 at this point, perhaps.
Yeah, it's interesting to see like a lot of the chases in Dredge are kind of what you're seeing here from the Survivor. So, oh my, Thomas just got jump scared. Might want to check the pants after that one, but Fishy going back to the Macca's drive-through here. Going to be opening up shop for the day, and the survivors are running away for whatever reason. Those soft serves will be consumed as they're going to be making their way over to the infirmary room here. Two survivors, the pallet's already gone, just pre-swinging through nothing there. But we'll get the tag anyway, regardless. Fishy going to get this tag here as we have 3 injured survivors. One going to be tailing it back towards the bot side of the map, but no, we're more interested in we want out of this game. Already hooked. The swing coming through, but the pallet stun. I'm pretty sure it was ping 100%. That looked like it. But the down going to be coming through. This is their tunnel out. But I would assume Leopard aren't ready to see Ivy die here.
I mean, it's Philippines versus Thailand. There shouldn't be that much ping involved. Maybe around the 30 to 40 mark.
True.
It's absolutely crazy that he was even still able to get that swing through that pallet. I'm even mind-boggled a little bit, but there is only 1 generator remaining in the trial with only 2 stages on the board, so looking extremely dire here for Fushi to really pull this game back to giving any sort of reasonable result. He really have to put on the Jets now. Does have 2 injured in his back pocket, but he has to find them first, and they are resetting at the bottom clock tower, so I don't think Fushi's going to have any reason to look there. It's a really good choice for a reset spot, if I do say so myself, but we do get a killer notification over in the back
FTP.
There is an FTP coming in as well, so Zalapi will be broken and is vulnerable to giving up a few more stages just to deny the tunnel out, you know. So if we down Zalapi and camp him to death, it'll be 5 stages in the game. We can only anticipate that generator is really close in the background of being popped, maybe in the next 30 seconds, 40 seconds, if we are not careful. But we have found our tunnel out once more, which is Ivy, who will be taking chase back onto this filler pallet here and just pre-dropping it very nicely, but choosing not to play it and going for a distance. And I do like this play. We are back at top 3 with this infamous spawn of the
nice. I like that, the instant.
Again, very good instant hit through that on the side of Fushi. He has to commit this now and make sure that he doesn't lose sight of Ivy, who's running all the way down to the bottom, the top 4 hallways. And we're going to be just traversing through the map a little bit to catch maybe Zalapi off guard working a generator, as we've spent a little bit too much time trying to get that tunnel out there, Peps.
Yeah, no, like that means the FTP was 100% worth it because you knew they were going to go for the time based just on Fushi's playstyle, and yeah, not quite able to seal the deal on that one, and now kind of fighting a losing battle here, accidentally going into the basement. That happens from time to time on this kill on this map, a lot of the time especially. Fushi back into the action though, behind Zalapi. I like that. I actually do like that remnant placement. It's not too bad, and it actually did catch off the survivor pretty badly there. Zalapi basically just ran back. Expect that. Nice little remnant placement there from Fushi, as they will get this hook, but it's only the fresh hook. And I would imagine that a generator is going to pop in the background very, very shortly, especially because there is no pain resonance. But with these chases we've been seeing, like, this is more akin to what you should be seeing, I feel like, on Survivor Against the Dredge. A lot of the time, it's all about pathing and breaking away and constantly kind of like having good windows of breaking away until you kind of force into a corner to take a tag. That's generally a lot of the time what you want to do, because playing a pallet against Dredge is a lot of the time isn't going to go your way on this map, considering how a lot of the pallets are kind of put out. But Fushi now are going to be chasing Ivy. Might be able to get a kill at the end. Nice tag there, bit of zoning, putting a lot of pressure, and also zone and hit him on the wrong side as well. So now this is a bit awkward for Ivy.
It's just unfortunate that Ivy isn't really the survivor you want if you're going for best possible result. You want to be getting this chase off the Thomas, but he really wants that kill. Yeah, you are right. we do spot out a few of the survivors getting a little bit too greedy for this bottom 6 though. They have to go to bottom 12 and start working on that one if they are to really pull out some more outs.
There it is.
Fushi trying to... He's faking the teleport a little bit and trying to catch somebody else on that bottom 6, but I think they've all really adapted to it. But maybe we cut off our ace here. Thomas, you have to be careful, mate. You don't want to be giving up those extra 3 stages for no reason. Going to be slapping down that pallet over at bottom 1 and now playing the tables as well. He is just going to be zoned into the corner, and we all know what happens when you zone into the corner of this map. It just tends to be pretty difficult to get out of. And
that's really how you counter that.
Yeah, exactly. For the side of Fushi, and he's just going to be taking another stage onto Thomas. Hopefully he gets 5.
Yeah, hopefully he gets 5. I have a feeling they'll just try and save here, because like I don't think Fushi can get them on a super far hook here, so it's definitely possible to try and get a save here if they can get this door done. But if they constantly pressure this door, I mean, the pull can come through like we just seen then, like the insta pull coming out. So now Ivy, the Deathhook survivor, the kill they originally wanted is in their grasp here. They need to get an early tag and maybe they can cut off eventually on the other side of the map here as they're going to start to hightail it, but the body's going to be coming through Lappy and Faith. But I think we might see a bit of a double back here potentially. No, they're committing. The locked locker going to be able to deny them the body block. This is going to be a 4-man out.
Really good stuff there from the side of the survivors to actually know when to lock that locker. I mean, they didn't do it earlier on in the trial. Maybe they did and it was underneath our nose. But if they did it then to just, be Fushi once again on the killer, this time the artist on the Wretched Shop, and for the survivor lineup on the side of Leopard. Now, interesting. A71 making a return. It is B1 as well. So you both know those names. Are very well known amongst the entire region or amongst multiple regions, OC, SCA, NEA. But we have M and Gary. So M we've seen before.
Gary!
But Gary, are you going to do the thing, Peps? Are you going to do the thing?
No, he'll be right. Gary will
Oh,
come
damn.
home.
Okay, Gary will come home. But yeah, it's interesting. I mean, we haven't seen Gary really play this season, or at least I haven't, and Peps hasn't, and I'm not too sure if anyone else here has. We were getting the little sheets ready and seeing who's who, and you know what, we've seen Gary and we've gone, who's Gary? But Gary is Gary, so hopefully Gary can pull something out the hat here. And when we spawn in, we do see Gary in a locker over at 3 side of the map, and Fushi just rotating all the way bottom side straight up. It's a good side for the survivors to be spawning on here, as main can be pretty rough sometimes, especially on an artist set here. So, they definitely have that in their favor, and we are going to be taking the first chase onto A71 here. Shack pellet in hand for the first chase, going to be eating those birds there, but going all the way down to the crane. And are we going to get shotgun? 3, 2, 1. Shotgun, not working. Okay, so Fushi's not going to be opting to chase that on the side of A71. He's going to go for somebody a little closer towards these uncorrupted generators. But wait a second, we haven't brought corrupt intervention now, come to think of it. The build we've brought in is Ruin, Wretched Fate, Iron Grasp, and Pain Resonance. Iron Grasp, I kind of get the premise. I don't really see the value too much.
On
But
this
hey,
map. Red Shop, it's not too bad.
It is? Okay, all right. We'll let it slide then. So we're going to be taking the bird tag onto Gary, and hopefully Gary can pull something out of the hat. Going into the locker a little bit too early there, I would say, and going to be getting hit with the birds once more. And they're actually quite vulnerable to a down if they're not careful. Able to get the birds away, and we do see our Claudette B1 in there for a protection hit. Now we're going to be switching the chase back onto B1 here over at another crane. I think there's a crane over at 3 and 1 over at 7 here, and that's just a very nice down on the side of Fushi onto Ivy.
But yeah, no, the IG though, I think a big premise of it is like you can get that really nice hook, and this hook is centralized in the middle. But a lot of the time, if they die at edge map, you can't quite make it. And IG usually does make up the difference for it, which I think is the premise behind it. Obviously, they don't need it there, but like it can come in handy. But we're going to be seeing A71 going towards this filler pallet onto the top side of the map here. Decent little filler pallet, but they're going to be able to utilize their birds here as we see the generator ticking away in the background as it will be popping momentarily. They're just going to take the birds there, going to drop that pallet. Does deny the damage just for a little bit, but the question is, will they actually know? The fact that they didn't even hesitate or try to mind game that at all, let them not get hit there. And A71 with the balls are still going to be trying to make their way over to the additional filler pallet. But I was about to say, maybe the killer might want to go back, look at the hook, kind of see what's happening here. As we're going to be seeing a reset, a generator popping in the background. This is actually going pretty well so far for Leopard.
Why is A71 the GOAT? Just a beautiful chase there over at 12. That's absolutely crazy to be able to be playing around that filler pallet there. Getting a little bit caught out here, though, and kind of wasting the resource. Caster's Curse, maybe I should have shut up, but he's probably going to try to make as much distance as he humanly possibly can. Oh, actually, he's choosing to play the card mighty aggressive there, but going to be taking the tunnel out onto Ivy as soon as possible. Who's going to be using one of these two spawned in this map, greeting it very nicely and going all the way down to 3 now, where there's only a matchsticks at our disposal. We are going to be faking the window here. We might be going down.
Commit.
Careful, but the commit and the slap of the pallet in the face on the side of Fushi. B1's going to be able to make the crane once more, and now going to be using that resource, and we are getting A71 hit in the background. Or is that the V? No, it is the V. Nevertheless, here's both survivors there on that that generator over at 2 just kind of forced into this 12 side of the map. V only really having this pallet here to be working with. Now M dropping that and going all the way to the corner of 11. This is going to be a quick tag here, so we have to be careful after this. We are going to be running past this nice dumpster filler over here over at 10 and opting to use maybe the 4 walls over at 8, but we're not chasing this on the side of our killer. Or maybe we are. We're just trying to put some birds on the generators being worked in the background, see if we can get a healthy snipe, but I don't think that will be the case anytime soon, as they are playing very passively, very safely. Going to be pre-dropping this other crane pallet on the side of our VN, who's just going to be running all the way corner of the map. And we have found 2 survivors just working 6 here, so
It's Gary!
it is Gary and Chase, and hopefully, what can Gary do for us here, Peps? Let's see.
I'm looking to see Gary take us on a wild rider across the map, but no, going to be getting tagged immediately. Is able to cleanse off those birds. The follow-up shot going to be coming through. Not going to get that tag onto Gary. Gary able to break away here. Probably will be able to get to safety and possibly heal us. The killer's more interested on this generator over here towards the 2 kind of area. They're down from A7-1 as well. Not able to play that pallet well enough against that bird, as it's pretty hard. You're pretty zoned in that scenario. But Fushi going to get a hook here. And I don't think this is a pain res. No, it is a pain res. That's really nice, really handy here. As this game's been pretty back and forth, but this spot right now for the kill is pretty good. You got 3 injured survivors here.
Yeah, we really need to start resetting in like a safe spot. Not too sure if that's already the case here, as Fushi is taking birds all the way over to the bottom side of the map, trying to catch someone off guard, maybe get some info via the killer instinct if he doesn't manage to hit them with burbs. But we're going around the long side of main as well, so we don't spot anyone out at 10 or 11, so you can only anticipate that they're probably around the 4 to 5 side, and we do get the unhook in the background here on the side of B1, who's going to be running off to this filler pallet here mid-4. Going to be pre-dropping that instantly on the side of our Ace A7-1, who's going to be getting slapped by the bird there, but the endurance status effect saving us a little bit, and B1 getting mind-gamed that the window is just not what you need. But we do know where the ruin/Wretch of Fate is inside the shack. I'm not too sure if this is going to be info that we're going to use to our knowledge later to be able to break that and try to make the game just a little bit easier for us, because we are struggling with the gen pressure at the moment. So, you know, ruin really taken into effect. Like, we were saying this last night, me and Smonk, when we were casting the other games, ruin was like very prominent being brought into the meta because of the 100% to 150% buff. So now at tier 3, it's just doing 150 regression rate on those generators. It's absolutely crazy, but yeah, it's just a really strong perk at the moment. It'd be crazy not to bring it. And we are going to be taking chase back onto Gary here, who was playing very aggressive for that 2 generator very close to the hook, and we are going to be committing this on the side of Fushi, as that generator in the background over at 2 is going to be regressing. Going to be playing the dropped filler pallet here over at 11.
Gary!
Running all the way down to 9, making enough distance, and Gary lives to see another day.
I mean, it's to be expected. You can't catch Gary, dude. Surely, no, but the unhook's going to come through here. Nice tag there. Won't quite be a trade, which is nice, but Ivy is on that deadlock, so Fishy can try and capitalize and punish on the artist here and get like a really early out of the game. Can be able to walk through enough to block the pallet, and they're not going to be able to make another cycle around. Ivy actually kind of stuffing up the timing there just a little bit to try and abuse the fact that they couldn't get hit. The gen pop, no survivors are around. This is gonna be the death here. Metal Lament was almost stacked as well. That is so depressing. One more stack. That would have been awesome to see, actually. Unlucky there for Ivy, as we see 2 gens pop for it though. So the game state would be decent or not too bad for the survivors if they were able to have everyone healthy, but they're all injured.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see how they're going to be able to pull this back, as they are all injured, like you had just mentioned. And we have to have the reset too. This is mighty bad. Gary going down over at corner 7.
Gary!
Not what you need. Gary, get back up there. We need you back in. We're going to be selecting this on the side of Fushi, trying to catch somebody else off guard. But now we're going to be picking, as we don't really manage to see our V or where they went. Not too sure if it was the ace or the V, trying to get that reset over at 7 with Gary. But Gary's going to be getting hooked over at one of these pain resonance hooks, and it's going to be even slowing the game even more so. You know, 3v1 out 2 generators remaining. This is chalking up the game to be pretty much a 4k1 at best case scenario if we're not careful on the side of our survivors, if we're not playing very good. So Fushi gonna be prepping the birds once more, trying to see if he can catch someone on one of the generators here. And we have caught someone as well. Can we get a quick snipe? Oh, I really want to see a snipe here, but we're going to play a little bit on the safer side, and we're going to take chase onto A71 here if we don't manage to just jiggy a little bit and just peg a random bird over at the V.
Survivors are doing nothing at the moment.
Exactly. He knows that info, and he can just kind of like cut them off to the unhook as well. No gen pressure in the background as a result of it, so this is free pressure for our killer here. Fushi's playing very freaking well, my god. Anyway, we're going to be maybe not committing A71. We are going to be committing A71. We got a little bit lost in the sauce there over at 3 matchsticks, but we have kind of just lost sight of the unhook there, so we have overcommitted a little bit, as I think we should have just left that chase entirely after we weren't able to really down A71 over at those matchsticks, but do spot out Gary once more, and he has to be careful this time running around the crane. There is no resource to be used here. He's going to be running all the way down to Shaq and hopefully making do of that window. I'm not too sure if Shaq pallet's still up. I don't remember off the top of my head. I think it was used fairly early in the trial, and it is. And he has no knowledge to that. But we have mind-gamed ourselves on the side of our killer here, Fushi, who's just kind of been lost at the window and now forced to leave the chase back over to these generators being worked here. We do have some killer instinct over at that one tile there with an active totem still up. Wretched Fate rendered obsolete though, because Ivy has been out of the trial and was our obsession is something important to note. But we are going to be committing chase back onto one of our survivors here. I'm not too sure if that is Gary or A71. Might be Gary. Oh no!
No!
What a
What a snipe. That was good.
Oh, you'd love to see it. This is exactly what I wanted to see just a little bit before. Shotgun, and we're going to be taking that hook back on to our V there, M. Oh, that is mighty unfortunate stuff, and not exactly, not what you need at all on the survivor's end. So, I mean, they really need to get some sort of reset happening now, because this is really bad. And we've caught somebody else over in the background. It is Gary, who has been sniped with the burbs. He's going to be getting hit down, unfortunately. I don't think he makes this.
They're just a snail.
Oh, he makes it. He's just a snail. So patient too. That's crazy. Very well played on the side of Gary to be looping around the one tile with that really... It's not a very good pallet. I don't really know how to describe it, but we're going to be running all the way back to this car filler here where there is no pallet at our disposal once more. We're just kind of running into a whole lot of nothing as there's so many resources.
But they made a lot out of nothing.
That has been used, but he has made a lot out of nothing. I don't even know if he makes this pallet too. That's crazy.
Does.
And they're getting a reset in the background. It's exactly what you need on the side of the
Gary!
Gary's running all the way down to 7. Gary, my goat, is playing absolutely crazy right now.
This is nasty, that setup with the window.
He's putting the team on his back, dude. This is absolutely crazy. Does it make this pallet as well? And he does.
Oh, no! So instead of calling a slug, do we call it Gary, like a snail, when they're on the ground?
I think it's... You could just chalk it up to a snail. People know it's a tomato.
Yeah. But no, that was actually insane. Cross the map using like nothing to absolute maximum there. That was actually crazy. Really, as you said, kind of putting them on their back. Guys, I got this. And that's a really nasty setup. I didn't even pay attention to that 7 there. But that long window into that fill is crazy. But nonetheless, we're going to be seeing Fushi getting rid... not Fushi on the A71. Sorry, A71 getting rid of the throws on their back with the lock attack. Fushi now going to be going for A71, but A71 might have thought there might have been a power there, but unfortunately not, and going to be going down.
Yeah, I mean, very well played on the side of Fushi there to be downing A71 at such a crucial time. They are managing to get a reset over at 9 once more. Hopefully they get both survivors healthy at this point, because I don't think they were able to in their last reset. Fushi going to be hooking on a very nice vantage point hill over in the corner of 2, and now opting to put these birds down on the map and line them up to see if we can find that reset. But we do know that it's all the way over at 7. They have rotated one of the survivors all the way over to 10, where there is access to a nice dumpster filler there. Got to be slow vaulting that on the side of Gary. Not too sure what that's all about. Maybe
up together.
Quiet, but playing these check spots really nicely amongst the broken door, and now Fushi's just going to go straight back to the hook and try to secure this death onto A71 here. All generators are very close. Look at this 3-gen, 4-gen scenario he's got going here.
Crazy.
Nothing you can really do, unfortunately, for our survivor team. Going to be taking another tag onto Gary over in that main building, rinse and repeat, as he is trying to get that main generator worked, as we do see M just trying to go for this unhook here over at the corner of 1, but Fushi with such a nice vantage point has spotted out our V. That's really unfortunate. V just kind of has to run away from this now and trying to get some gen pressure. I don't think you're really getting the unhook at this point, so Oh,
He's trying to probably concede
so
the ass and go
dicey.
for the 4K1 here, I reckon. If you're the
Maybe.
survivor.
It's all you can really play for at this point is the 4K1, but A71 out of the trial now is just going to even facilitate that thought even more.
Yeah, very unfortunate for the survivor side here. Fushi played insanely well this game. We did see a few real juicer chases from a few different members here of the team of Leopard, but Fushi just the snipes, the gameplay, the macro, the rotations just on point and really utilizing a lot of the perks they have. I mean, that Wretch Fate literally upped the entire game until well, obviously Ivy was gone. And yeah, no, Fushi going to be going on to Gary here. Gary on that death hook, but can Gary put the team on their back again? It's going to be coming down to this chase. Gary's going to be utilizing Shaq, no pallet. They made a lot out of nothing in the last chase. Let's see if they can do that again. But Fushi kind of get a bit confused there. We saw Gary kind of break away and just kind of get away there. But now we're going to be seeing Fushi trying to see if they can catch out M. But M with prelim with the good comms, and we'll try to loop around here. But the only real paths they're going to have is towards that 9 and 7 area of the map for the most part.
Still just dropped the pallet here over at 11 and 10 as well. That hasn't been used, the dumpster filler. If we commit this, and we have to be careful on the side of Fushi, we don't want to be losing our 4K2. Gary's in the background working that generator over at 2 once more as well.
Decent progress.
So decent progress, and V is just still not even injured, able to play these tiles very nicely and try to chain them as well. Got to be playing W back to the nice dumpster filler here. This is just your one saving grace, but getting slapped as well by the bird shotgun. But we're going to be blinding
a bit
our
longer.
There. Oh, just. I think we do get it. Even if we do get the down here, there's just not enough time to really go back.
Gary, commit!
Oh, wait, there
they
is.
don't get it.
Wait.
They don't get it.
No, nah, not anymore. I mean, we didn't overcommit the chase. If we
No.
overcommit the chase, maybe, but yeah, Ruin's gonna tank that Gen 2 now. That's crazy. 150%, ladies and gents, and gonna be committing this chase back over to corner 4. Gary getting a little bit caught out over at the check spot in this matchstick tiles here. Gonna be going down imminently, I'd say. He's got a little bit of war hacks, having the birds and getting snapped once more.
Oh, but the instantly on that gen. It's gonna come down to this. Wait, the killer hesitated with the bird initially. They're gonna get it.
Yeah. So we're just playing for
no
the 1
way.
Very nicely played. Very nicely played.
I'm surprised Fushi didn't instantly check this gen. That was the gen that was at risk. You kind of have to go right back and you would have stopped it, but because they were thinking maybe they were on a different generator, they actually end up getting this last gen complete, which is kind of crazy. I'm going to be able to pop that one. So the 4K1 dream was alive and it came into fruition here. Gary went down, but I'm just sad that Gary is going to perish here.
Yeah, but in all honesty, I'm really surprised on the side of Fushi. I mean, to pull a 4K1 on a team like
Leopard, still good
on an artist set, like 4K1's good on any set, but on an artist set as well, tier 4, crazy. But we are going to be taking the last stages onto our survivor here and going into the darkness, into the next game of the second set, which will be Leopard's killer. I'm not too sure who's got
time here. Really good showing there from Fushi as well, playing insanely well against Leopard, getting that 4K1, and now flipping over to Leopard's killer, the 4K1 Tycon 4K2 WinCon. That is what we're looking for here on the artist set. The question is, Hunter, do you think they can achieve it?
100%. I mean, Leopard's killer. You know who's on the killer? Do you know who's on the killer, Peps?
Yeah. Who is it?
It's Mo. Mo's on the killer.
Oh, yeah.
So we all know who Mo is. You know, he was the rising star last season. This guy's just absolutely incredible and a treat to watch. So make sure you all buckled up for this one because it's going to be a bumpy ride. And, you know, for the survivor lineup, you do have Fushi, Crazy AF, Geo, and Taka. So they've put on their best lineup for this next set, as they are their survivors that last the longest in chase on average, as per the VOD reviews that we do over here at OSL. We do take into account who is the ones most likely to last in chase. Geo just being one of those people who you'd see in the 1v1 labs quite often, but nevertheless, will be spawning back in over at the top side. So more of an unfortunate spawn for the survivor side, in my honest opinion. Nevertheless, it doesn't really mean that they'll have a bad start. We do see the birds just go straight on to Taka and Mo going straight towards this pallet here over at the 8 tile of the map, and we are very close to who we had just pegged with the birds, but getting a little bit lost here at the moment. Not too sure where they've gone. So some very nice stealth work from our survivors here. Going to be putting birds straight back up and trying to see if we can spot anybody else out here. They will be having to rotate around that top side once more. I think they would have been gone, maybe reached like 2 or something on some of the survivors rotating from the top side, but nevertheless we'll be taking chase onto Geo, who's just kind of ran into the corner of the wrong side of the table. That's absolutely crazy, and we're just going to be kind of wasting Shack Pallet as a result of that chase, and now we're going to be interrupting this generator over here at 3, which I do believe in the background was our ace. So our Renato and our Dwight in chase. This is not what you need to start off the match here. And we've rotated off the side of Fushi back onto Geo, who's going to be looping around the main building once more, opting to greed the pallet that just kind of lies within that nine direction. We are going to be trying to use this filler pallet here, this pallet gym, just to the best of our abilities, but unfortunately going down. That's a fairly quick down for the side of our survival. Oh, actually, no, a fairly lengthy down.
I was about to say, not too quick.
Yeah, it was okay. I mean, we got some gen pressure on the board, maybe a 2-1 split, I think, at best.
Yeah, I think the first hit was relatively quick. I was about to say you cast a cursor because you're hyping them up and then unfortunately getting tagged there at Shack, but I mean they made the rest of the chase pretty good. The kill had to work for it, and not the worst start ever. I'd say the biggest downside is that you can see that is very evident here, is they've gone down on the side of the map where the generators were being worked. So now Mo has access to these generators and a lot of extra pressure than they probably should have currently, just due to the death spot.
Yeah, now we're going to be taking this next chase onto our Sheva if we have seen her through the cracks of the window, but we managed to just kind of hide away. It's very good for the side of the survivors.
Why are they broken? Is that second wind?
I actually don't know. Was it an unhook onto Geo and FTP? Because like it's Tucker, so.
Oh yeah, okay.
Now. It's an
Did I tunnel out early? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Clean break as well. That was kind of weird. I hope they haven't DC'd. That was some odd pathing there, but we are going to be taking chase back onto one of our survivors here over at 9, and it is our Dwight there. Geo has to make a way. He's kind of running into stuff a little bit antsy and hesitant here. I can't lie. He's already used the pallet, so he's going to be eating a tag and going all the way into the middle of the map, dropping that nice full pallet there as well, trying to make as much distance as humanly possible, and now going to be running around the outside of main once more, faking a window vault. That's criminal that he made that, my god. But Mo just unfortunately missing as well, and now just going to be throwing birds onto our survivors once more and trying to really get Jared down at this point. This is going to be a really nice down if we're able to, but slapping the pallet in Mo's face is going to buy us enough distance to rotate around the main building once more and potentially even make that one tile or somewhere else. We're going to be vaulting main once again, and now this chase has gone on for a little bit too long for the side of Mo. He really needs this down. He probably needs to give it up in all honesty. And we're running into the walls, unfortunately, on the side of Geo. We could not afford to lose that much distance, but we've once again faces this pallet here on the outside of main, but we're just going to be getting shotgun through that. And can we get... No.
If that hit, I would have probably just alt F4 and
we were way too far away from that.
Yeah.
Even the tree kind of blocking line of sight, I can't lie.
No, but like this game's been pretty interesting. As you said, like Geo usually hitting up the 1v1s. This game has essentially been a 1v1 between Geo and Mo here. Been very entertaining to see. But now we see Geo now going to be on that death hook coming through if they get saved. So, you know, it's coming to a nice edge this game. I feel like it's going to get decided maybe in the next minute, depending on how these things kind of play out and who goes down and where and how these chases kind of pan out. As we're going to be seeing the pre-drop there from Fushi, but now Mo going to be trying to see if they can get the snipe. Going to be shotgunning all the birds and will hit that shotgun as they will be going down here. Another pain resonance that they could utilize here, and hopefully they can cut off Geo in a favorable spot on main. So we're going to be seeing the FTP coming, a second FTP in the same game onto the same survivor this game. They just don't want Geo to die, and they're giving extra health state here to play with in the chase, because I mean they've been pretty good in the chase so far.
110%. And now Geo just being reset and obviously not being found, and we've denied the tunnel out. This kind of actually makes the game a little bit easier to hit the 4K one, but we have caught out our injured survivor, which is Taka just in the corner there, unfortunately going down. Not really much to work with there and trying to stealth out Mo, but Mo too smart. Mo's very good at finding stealth outs as well, is what I've come to realize. Obviously, if you kept up to date with the Eastern World Cup earlier on this year, you would have seen him playing for Team China and just able to really find these obscure hiding spots where there's just a survivor that's not even injured, just kind of breathing, and he just knows that they're there. It's absolutely criminal and crazy from the man, but you know, he's taking control a little bit now in this trial once more. You know, he has 3 stages on the board. Does still have the tunnel out onto Gio to kind of resume if he is able to, but the game kind of staying, kind of put back to a halt on the side of Clown Crew here, and they're going to need another good chase to kind of bring it back.
Nice.
And it's exactly what we're going to be able to be seeing here on the side of Crazy AF. Fingers crossed, touch wood, but
And they weren't able to get the birds because they had to vault the pallet.
Yep. So this is just shotgun, 3, 2, 1, shotgun. That does not taste good, but we are going to be taking another hook onto Crazy AF, which will be another pain res, the last pain res if you do, because that is all fresh hooks being put on the scorecard now. As soon as we're going to be taking this hook, I wonder where we're going to go. There's a 3 gen over at the top side of the map, but there's that one outlier gen over at 5 that can prove to be pretty difficult for Mo to keep on top of if he's not careful, because look how far spread it is from that other one over at 11. You would only anticipate that they'd be ping-ponging 11 and 5, and we see some progress over at 2, which is quite interesting, and it's our tunnel outworking that as well. It's Gio, who's been caught out in the open, getting slapped as well, running into the corner. This is game-losing stuff here. That's just mighty unfortunate, but we're going to be trying to do some sort of head-on quick and quiet play over in the corner. I'm not too sure if 11's even that close to rocking at this point. It really needed to be done if you are able to take the game back on the side of the survivors here. You know, we have a tunnel out at 2 generators remaining. If Mo's able to 4K2 this right here and now, they take away the set, they take away the series. It's not really what you want to see on the side of Clown Crew, especially when they played so well amongst the other match that they were involved in last game. So, you know, Fushi will probably be very upset about that, but nevertheless be taking another kick onto this generator here over at 11. It's only halfway done, so maybe they got something over at 5 as well. I honestly, I'm just losing track of this game in all honesty, Perps.
That was just so unfortunate too. Like the game was going well. The FTP, the moment after that happened, they were in control of the game, and the survivors were in a position, I would say, if they were playing well and safe, to get out 100%. But now, in a matter of like 40 seconds, it's just completely thrown back into the killer's favor. Geo getting found just on a generator they probably shouldn't have been on. Maybe there's a lack in comms there, a little lapse in it. And now we're going to be seeing Mo just punish that. I do like they slow down and get the resets, and we're going to be seeing a nice stealth here. This is actually very, very crucial. They do not get found here. It gives the survivor side, it gives the reset time to kind of fan out on the map, but no, barely going to be getting touched around the corner there, or caught around the corner and then touched by the bird. And it's just going to be a 2-tap, and they're going to go down. The survivors realizing they're losing so much momentum. They're doubling that gen. I think they're getting desperate.
They're getting it. They're playing a little too aggressive at the moment, doubling that gen over at 2. I don't agree with that play. You need to be on 5. I don't even know if they know that it exists, in all honesty. I mean, they're just really working for this 2 generator.
Break the 3 gen, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, yeah, I guess that is the play if you're trying to play for outs, right? So, I mean, not
but since losing Geo, it's made it very difficult. I think at this point, you'd kind of just want to shift focus and just guarantee at least the tie.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, surely we just go for the Tycon and working 5 and then just try and break the 3 gen a little later, because I don't think Mo's going to leave this anytime soon. And with how quick these chases can be, I mean, it's just putting us in a vulnerable position. Now we're going to be taking the tag on the side of Fushi. He's going to be running all the way down to 3 to 4. And this is going to be another shotgun. 1, 2, 3. Say it with me. Shotgun! Freaking lying. Okay, anyway, he's just going to be committing back over to Shaq. Shaq is playing very safe on the side of Mo. Going to be taking that down as soon as possible. They're probably doubling 11 if we know them all true and well. We're going to be pegging a bird straight over there on the side of Mo, but not getting anyone. No killer instinct as well. That is extremely close to being done. That's going to get, I think that might be, oh, no, okay, so we didn't commit it. Okay, that's good. I mean, Mo able to make it back in time. He's going to be able to take another kick onto this generator here. So I think maybe Gift of Pain has something to do with that, in all honesty, on the side of Crazy AF. Not too sure, but Stream a little bit of choppy for me. I'm struggling to see what's really happening, but we have managed to find Crazy AF here over at the corner 8 tile. Who's going to be eating another tag running all the way into the open where there is nothing. There is a dropped pallet there over at the car, and maybe we just kind of stay stagnant and play around that. But 1, 2, 3, maybe this time. Say it with me, shotgun. There we go. Mo just going to be getting another down there, taking the other hook, another hook on to Crazy AF. That will spell the second stage for them, and they'll be almost out of the game as well. So once again, Mo really able to recollect the fallen bits and pieces and just try to put back the puzzle and make sure that he chalks it up to the 4K2 and takes away this set.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like it was Clan Crew's game to win, but unfortunately, they did make a few blunders, especially that Geo getting found at that generator. And as you said, Mo taking full advantage, sees the few mistakes the survivors are making, and then just absolutely pounces on it and just takes full advantage. And now is just in complete control of the game. This is essentially the position that they were in before that those few mistakes occurred. And it's just crazy to see how this game is just constantly flipped back and forth, and now Crazy going to be getting unhooked there. No time to heal, 3 injured survivors. As we do see one, I think that must have been second wind coming through, which is really nice actually, onto the ace there. But now we're going to be seeing these survivors run on the bot side of the map, and it's just a matter of time of getting the stop on a Crazy 2. If Crazy goes down here, I think this pretty much guarantees almost a 4K2, which is going to be the win for Leopard. The shotgun not quite going to connect here as we see them running edge map, but edge map you're not quite going to last any much longer as the down's going to be coming through. The double eruption procs as well. Now, if they make it back to this top side of the map, that is basically GG. They need to just throw themselves at a gen now, double it, basically to death.
I was going to say, he's picking this up. No, Mo, you surely slug that and go back to 11. You're crazy. He's lost his 4K2 now. It's a tie. Mo he doesn't even believe it. He just thought, yeah, it's safe. I've kicked him off 11. I don't have to worry about that anymore. How wrong you were, sir. And the game is still not over. I mean, if we're not careful at this point, we'll be able to pull it back to like a 4K0 at the very best, ladies and gentlemen. That will be the Clown Crew actually taking this set if they're able to do so. And if there's 2 people that I want on the team as you know, taking into account macro, that if they're given a task like this to do, it's these 2 players right here. It's Tucker and Fushi. No. No. We say no. Gary's on the other team, sir. But it's Fushi and it's Tucker. These are the 2 players you want doing that. So obviously you want one survivor on both ends. You will want one all the way over at 12 and then one all the way over at 3.
Oh, the dodge!
But we're going to be catching out Fushi here, who's just kind of stealth around 11 as well. Very nice dodge, if I do say so myself. Going to be pegging another bird at Fushi. He's going to be eating that and running all the way down to 7.
With us.
3, 2, 1, shotgun! Yeah, there we go. It's going to be another one for Fushi, unfortunately. Just another hook onto them. And yeah, I just don't think I don't see a world where this goes any better from being a 4K1 on the side of our survivors here. But they still have 5 as wait, so it was, sorry, it was 5, wasn't 3. I said 3 before, but I mean, it's just really unfortunate that we were able to find Fushi so early. Because imagine if that wasn't the case and we just had a better chase over. I think there's more pallets to work with here over at this bottom side. You have like shack window, you have that filler pallet over at back 5, and just this little edge map filler pallet that we've just run past on the side of Taka. So maybe Taka can get this pull onto Fushi here. And we can just see that happen, maybe potentially. Fingers crossed, touch wood. Mo, playing very conservative now. Doesn't want to lose 5, doesn't want to lose 12, and I don't blame him. He has already lost 11.
Unfortunately, because they're playing very conservative before, and as you said, the lapse in judgment of overcommitting to that chase and then picking up that slug too, just resulting in the generator getting completed, maybe trying to speed the game up a bit there, but just the wrong timing for it, unfortunately. Mo now going to be into this chase against Fushi. Fushi going to be getting grabbed out of the locker, and with that and the death, that is going to be the guaranteed 4K1 win. You know, maybe bar an attempt from Taka getting out here in some way, shape, or form. They're legging it.
Take away the set. They take away the set if he gets out. No! Wait! Hold on a second!
Go to the shot!
That'll be 2 stages out! He'll win! Kaku will take the win!
Oh my god! Right
no! Hatch! Crazy! That's crazy! He gets it! He gets it! He gets it!
No! The timing!
Not okay.
No.
Oh, this is bad. This is really bad.
Oh my god, it was so close. It was off by like half a second. So unfortunate.
So sad.
Taka now forced to get into this chase in the middle of the map. The strong pallet is still up, but now going to be trying to get a down here, most likely with the bird, but this is going to be pulling away there, knowing they're not going to be able to get the situation. The artist now going to be placing a pallet on the bird, also breaking away yet again. Just throwing him running, essentially is what you're going to be doing here. Playing it well, but unfortunately going to be a tie, which means that it will be a tiebreaker coming up, which is going to be the Spirit on the Wrecker's Yard. It'll be very interesting to see how that one plays out.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm just so flabbergasted at the fact that how the hell did it take so damn long for the bloody hatch to spawn? Like, that's absolutely crazy. I mean, you can argue the fact that just, you know, Taka was out of position and not quite on the hatch properly, which probably was the case in all honesty. I think he just should have stayed a little bit more still, and really this series having troubles with Nocturne's dredge just you know, a few sets ago, and now Mo just having a bit of trouble on the Spirit as well. Just DBD servers and all of that. Sure everybody understands, but we're back again. It's just a no fault restart on both ends. Obviously, having both Survivor and Killer suffer from the ping issues that we were experiencing, and having evidence to facilitate that. We're just going to run it back and re-release the first album. So as we load in to the match, it will be Mo back on the Killer, and the stream's a little bit funky on our end, but we are in okay. We do see Geo and the
Geo
rest
switching up.
spawning the bottom. The bottom.
Not on that Dwight anymore.
No, he dead. Maybe the metagame coming in clutch. I don't know. But Mo's just going to be spawning on the top side, rotating all the way to the bottom side of the map. A little bit of a different spawn as we would have seen from last game as well, because there's some corrupt over here at the bottom side. It's not uncorrupted on the bottom side. So definitely something the survivors can use to their advantage here. Mo just trying to look for his first stealth out of the game and get that first chase up and running, rather. Sorry. We do see some scratch marks here over at that mid 3. We have spotted out our Saga. There's Geo first up. I did get that right this time. He is the first.
Sorry to interrupt, but have you noticed the bot side gen spread? Just with Shaq down to bot when he turns?
Wait, no. Would you like to enlighten me on, like, the reason
There's like,
you say
if
that,
you include Shaq, it's basically a 5-gen bot.
Wait, really? I don't. Oh, hang on. So, what do you have? You have 6. You have. Do you have deep? Wait, you have deep 6, shallow 6, 7, and Shaq.
There's
What's
two
the other one?
generators. There's two true gens on top side. Those are the only 2.
I'm with you. So if he just stays around, even this vantage point at 12, he could just kind of. Oh my. Okay. Well, that's some crazy RNG there, Peps.
Yeah, sorry, you can continue. I was like, that gen spread's crazy to me.
All right, I was gonna let you take away, but I guess I'll take this one. We do get the first tag onto Geo once more. We have continued on the first chase. Is going to be leading all the way over into deep 6, and we're dying nice and far away from the active generators, but very deep into our 3-gen here. So lucky not to go down just there. We are opting to die more towards the 5 section of the map where we do have this pallet in hand. We're going to be running around alongside, but faking it a little bit, anticipating a phase on the side of our Saga Geo there, just going down, unfortunately. This will be the first pain res, and Gift of Pain coming in as soon as we get unhooked of the trial. We do have Pop in hand as well, so maybe if we go to 3, we can just kick that instantly. We are going to look for the stealth out a little bit first up, but we're 3 splitting the generators here, and that was enough time because it took us a little too long to find the first chase here, Peps. I think we just should have committed Shaq a little bit earlier. Mo just being a little bit hesitant, and now really looking for this stealthing survivor. Been working this generator over at 3, but we know they've rotated all the way down to 2 and are kind of safe in the process, and you're getting some free pressure in the background on the side of our other survivors. Getting a little bit restless, a little bit antsy, swinging thin air. You hate to see it, Peps.
Yeah, no, this has been a very quick, fast start from both sides. I was about to say, after that first hook, I feel like the survivors definitely want to start attacking that bottom side of the map. Maybe have one survivor, you know, finishing those top side of gens, because that gen spread on the bot side definitely needs to be attacked as soon as possible, especially with that first hook being on that bot side. Another generator popping. That's both of the top side of gens, I think, popped. So now they're going to have to start attacking this nasty generator spread on the bot side of the map. Now, Fushi, this is not what you want to see, giving away tags. We have 2 unhealthy survivors now, with Gio about to go to 2nd stage as well. So that means the one healthy survivor has to be in prime position. And they were trying to come in, but it was just too late. And these free tags, and maybe just too much commitment onto that top side, is just going to have absolute catastrophic effects and ramifications for the outcome of this trial, I would say. Really nice dodge there, by the way, from Crazy.
Yeah, and now we're gonna commit this chase onto Crazy AF. Have we seen the scratch marks? Well, no. I mean, we're just kind of loosely following around. Geo's gonna be unhooked, but I think this is gonna be a quick 2-tap if we're not careful. We're getting the unhook in the process and pre-dropping that pallet over at corner 5 on the side of our Saga. We're going to be faking the phase on the
Oh
side
my
of Mo,
god.
but we're not falling for it. You know, the 2019 tech coming in, my god. Um, but we're going to be eating a tag first up on the side of Crazy AF and trying to really keep Geo alive at this point.
Oh, didn't pay attention to the phase sound. Vaulted it way too early. That's basically one of the few guaranteed pallets on the map where like this spirit shouldn't be able to outplay you. But I guess Geo just panicking a little bit there, just because. I mean, having a death hook out this early, so maybe the pressure just got to them, panic vaulted, and now they're out of this trial. And not only is it a 3v1 hunter, but they're all injured. As I say, someone heals, but like they found the reset. So this is just becoming worse to worse. This is getting so bad.
Not even that. I mean, as you had mentioned before, the only 2 generators that have been done in the trial are the ones that were all on the top side. You know, the rest of the gens are all on the bottom side. I think this is just a 4K3, in all honesty. If we're really able to get this pain res hook as quickly as possible and not get 3 done in the process, this is going to spell absolute trouble for our survivors here over at Clown Crew. Now, Mo, going to go deep into the map. He anticipates that they'll be working maybe the furthest gen, and that would be Deep 6 in hindsight, but we do hear that Shallow 6 has a little bit of progression, and we are kind of paranoid about this stealthing survivor that's been working it. Not too sure where they've gone, but we have rotated all the way down to 3 on the side of Mo, getting a little bit of info that maybe somebody was working over at 3. He did know previously, so he's just checking up on it, doing his gen patrol as you do. Pop coming in clutch there. Going to be hit with that regression, and now we're going to be going back to the unhook that's happening right in front of our face. Mo just using phase to get there as soon as possible. We do see someone rotate the top side, not too sure who that was, but it doesn't really matter who we chase at this point because they're all injured. I mean, ideally you'd want Fushi to get him out of the game as quickly as possible. It's not like the worst thing to get somebody else that's fresh because you can get another stack of pain res in your backhand, but I do see
Oh
it
no.
is Sheva Crazy 8.
Oh,
Wait,
it's
that was
both of
for a
them.
reset. No! Why are we resetting in the right smack bang in the middle of all of these gens? And 2, I can only be so critical, unfortunately. There was just nothing good about being found in corner 6 when you have a 5-gen bot. Like, that's absolutely criminal, but I'm going to be taking that hook onto Taka. I'm getting confused a little bit with the names now. But nevertheless, we'll be leaving Crazy AF on the floor as you do. And if we just find Fushi and just slap Fushi back on the ground, it's a 4K3, which means the killer for Clown Crew has to get a 4K4. And yeah, like clockwork, we're always going to find Fushi just being injured, not really able to cross through the
I
breaking
think they're
point.
just messing with him. What the hell is that?
Yeah, I mean, Mo at this point knows that he's just gotten like the best possible win con he could, especially with RNG like this. I mean,
will say,
really...
like at the start of this game, it's one of those weird games where you have to adapt with the way the map has kind of spawned and orientated itself, even with corrupt, because the survivors got so tunneled on achieving those non-corrupted gens on those top side that they just kept to it, despite the hook. And with that hook should have been the dead giveaway. Like, we need to attack this bot side of the map. It has to happen. Everyone needs to start rotating up there now. But I just don't think they realized the 5-gen or like the 5 generators towards that bot side of the map quick enough. And you can see that after they popped the 2 generators, they started moving their way bot, and they're like, wait, every gen is here. Never mind. This is going to be hard. And Mo just played around the 5-gen. They noticed it straight away, immediately off rip, and played around it well. And this is kind of the result.
Yeah, it's smartly unfortunate for the side of Clown Crew. Everything looked pretty good on paper when they got those first 2 generators procced, but it was only because Mo was really worried about those generators all the way over at the bottom side, like you had mentioned. And now we're just going to look for the last slug on the map, and we do know they're around this deep 6 area, so hopefully we find them sometime soon to get the next half of the set on the way. You know, will be Clown Crew's Spirit. Not too sure who's going to be playing Spirit for them. I would anticipate that it is Fushi, but I have been proven wrong in the past, so... I'm not too sure who else would actually play this. Maybe Taka. I mean, it's probably a shout too, but a 4K4 against a team like Leopard, you know, top of your group, It's
Oh, easy,
proving to be
dude.
pretty easy. Killer, unfortunately, Tucker putting up a very he's given a very big tall order. Now, on the survivors, we have Gary once again, A71. It says Ivy, but I saw something about LZY. Now, I don't know if that's Ivy. I don't know if that's LZY. We're gonna chalk it up to LZY, and then there's M. So we'll see this. If this is LZY, I'm gonna be so disappointed. It is LZY. I'm gonna be so disappointed. The fact that he's playing up on our dyslexia, that's absolutely crazy. But nevertheless, we are loading into the match now, and we do see LZY, and we do see our M. We do see the other two survivors. We are spawning over at the top side, so kind of similar to what we. Oh no, it is similar to what we saw last match, but in all honesty, I don't think we have that bottom 3 gen. That bottom 5 gen rather. Sorry, we do have a few generators. It's kind of far spread out though. They're not as tight as the ones we saw
Way more spread.
last game. It
Evenly
is
in this
way more
map.
spread. Yeah. Now we're going to be taking the first chase onto LZY, who's going to be using that firecracker instantly and blinding our killer there, Taka, who's going to be wanting to have none of it. We do hear. Wait, we do, and they've opted to go all the way down to mid 12 and go down, unfortunately. So that's going to be the first
Hill
look at the
Painter's
trial.
hook.
Okay, so maybe the 4K3 is doable, Peps.
Yeah, quick down. Hill hook with pain res. I mean, that definitely helps. And in the middle, in between generators, there has a nice standpoint there. But we're going to be seeing M trying to make their way into stealth here for the save. Has seemed like that's a bit of the similar gameplay we've seen most of these games actually for the side of Leopard. Is they will usually tend to have M go in for the stealth straight up. And now we're going to be seeing the tag come through here onto M, being found yet again, like some of the few of the other games as well. So very unfortunate. Going to check their tome and found the survivor. Ruin's still active right now. I mean, they're going to be pretty happy just to do that. Going over there, getting that tag, and just defending this hook. And I feel like they're not going to go too far away. It looks like they're pretty comfortable here, kind of pressuring a few of these gens slightly, and then probably going to go back and try and secure that second stage.
Yeah. Now we're going to go all the way back down to just cutting off anybody who could potentially be going for this unhook. We're just going to secure it, I reckon. So, going to play nice and safe. But in all honesty, with the win con that you've been given, I don't think you can really afford to do this because 1-2 gens will pop and you're already at the Tycon. We're just kind of sitting, camping up on this hill here, and we did see somebody rotating. I think it was A71 over in the background, more towards the top side of the map, and only now does Tucker see that, hey, I need to start playing for my hooks now because I can't really afford to camp them out any longer. He did the right thing. They did reach second, I guess. I mean, that's definitely a favor in his repertoire. But
I think it's more of like a 4K1 kind of angle playing that way.
Yeah,
But
that's what I'm
the
thinking.
con at the
He needs to
moment.
play aggressive.
Yeah. Or the
Hey, look at
FTP
that.
as well.
FTP denied the tunnel out. This is like already just looking extremely dicey once more, and all they really need is one more generator to pull it back. So I'm not too sure what the gen pressure is looking like in the background. If we can get a quick flick around to where the survivors are, that would be immensely. I would be immensely grateful. And yeah, A71 is working a generator over in the background. I think he's trying to look for something about LZY. It's LZY. But we have found Gary FTP getting slapped through that pallet over at deep 12.
The pain res.
It is another pain res, and we're going to keep the game to a little bit. Wait, we're not going to... Oh, we're going for the hill pain res, but I don't think we make it in time. No, it's a blunder. No! Oh, wait. 3, 2, 1. No!
Oh, they made it. No!
Oh, I was torn a little bit because I didn't know
now.
he was... I didn't know if he was going to make it or not. I was a little bit torn, but... Oh, my. Anyway, we're going to be committed to chase onto M here. And again, with 4 survivors left in the trial, with only 1 gen to be popped, it's just kind of looking like we're going to be reaching that win con on the side of our survivors. And it is fairly shallow, and I don't think Tucker's really playing to really accommodate for the win con. If he was, I think we would have been seeing a lot more aggressive play style, a much more aggressive play style, but we'll see A71 just working in that 3 generator here. I'm going to have to pre-leave that soon as we do hear Taka just coming straight for it. And as we do see that the Ruin does take into effect at the 150% regression rate. And that's another thing to take into account as well, is he's had Ruin. You know, he could have been pressing off these generators and they just would have been tanking. I mean, He tries to play around the pain res and the downs and the hooks, and it just kind of bit him in the arse ultimately in the end. But we do see that M is trying to use this Philippella here over at 7, but getting caught out, unfortunately. Not the body block's kind of giving away their position. We're going to be continuing to run all the way down to the bottom side of the map, though, and going down in as far deep 6 as possible. And we make it 2. I didn't think we were just going to make 7, but some good stuff to actually be able to make it that deep into the map. And A71 just straight back on 3. We do see Gary in the background, second win coming into effect. LZY still healthy in the trial as well. So maybe, in all honesty, if we're able to get this pain res here and interrupt 3, we can still pull it back on the side of our killer here, Peps.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, pointed out before, the awkward part about this was if you're playing for that 4K3 kind of area, you had to be a bit more aggressive in that moment. But they're playing for, you know, something for a bit more respectable, maybe going for that 4K1 or something. And then they ended up doing a bit of both. And that's kind of what, you know, bit them in the end, was the fact they kind of were doing 2 different strategies at once. And now A71 going to be taking this chase here down towards this 3 area of the map, has these TL walls to play with, doing a bit of a BM here with Champion of Light, the tap, going back through that window, and now going to be playing around the L side of the wall, which will be breaking away. Smart to go over towards the fun bus. And no, going to be dropping it on the wrong side by accident. A little bit of a mechanical error there from something you don't normally see. Going to be getting a free hit there, but something I will say and note about these games though, Clown Crew have given them a run for their money today.
110%. I mean, even that chase there is like not as long as A71 would have liked, and now going to be taking another pain res onto him. Gary knowing it, hopping off the gem preemptively. I mean, all we really need now is the tunnel out, but, you know, LZY is healthy, and he is the person going for the unhook, but where do you go? Like, in all honesty, I do see the Survivor still popping another generator and taking it home. But we have to be extraordinarily careful on the side of the Survivor still, because if we're given free downs like this, it's just really bad. I mean, M able to kind of jiggy around that and prolong just a little bit longer, but we're going to be slugged all the way over in bottom 6 as well. A 2-1 split happening at the moment. I think 2 on 3, 1 on like, I think maybe 11. If I had to make a guess, in all honesty, but I don't really know where the survivors are at the moment. But, you know, we do see LZY just stealthing around for the pool once more. A71 just kind of in 12, and I do hear that it was 11 being worked by Gary, who's been forced off the generator. The 150% coming in from Bruin Regression as well. We're going to be eating a tag and now running all the way down to 9 as well. It's just a shame that the survivors weren't really able to pull such a better win con, because this game, in all honesty, is looking extremely in the favor of Taka. That's what I have to take. That's what I have to remember, is like, even though I'm trying to play for win con in my head, I have to remember that Taka's put on a damn performance and just, you know, making work. So, yeah, just absolutely crazy, especially when you're versing somebody like Leopard. But
I was gonna say though, the value that Bruin has got this game, for the fact it hasn't been cleansed, is it's gotten so much. Yeah,
we're saying that yesterday, me and Smonk, when we were casting, and we were just thinking, like, you know, you can't really play through Ruin anymore. It's just too hard. They have to what am I trying to say? They have to prioritize breaking that totem, and we do see now that it is over at 11. I was kind of looking for it in the back end. It might be even Wretched Fate as well. See, Wretched Fate's still in the game with Gary still up and running, and I don't know where that last other totem spawn is. But we have interrupted the gen over at 11 once more, and the game is so stagnant, so slow for the survivors right now. I know they're playing extremely careful, but it's getting me a little worried.
Yeah, no, this is actually becoming a bit dicey for the side of Leopard. That generator is getting a bit, you know, more completion. The upside for them here is that they do have more heals here. There are a lot more healthy survivors in comparison to a few of the other situations they've been in. As we're going to be seeing Taka kind of going here, trying to see if they can get at least a tag here onto Izzy, but not able to find them, which is quite unfortunate there. That's pretty big, Izzy being able to stealth out there, as we do eventually see the generator pop, tripling it actually to get it secured here. And that's going to be GG's to Leopard, but my lord, Clown Crew, the entire best of 3, giving them a run for their money, playing pretty good, and then also Taka here, bringing the game in to get kind of close was... Yeah, no, it's been really good gameplay today.
No, I still want to see Taka 4K. He's definitely still within his best interest to do so. And going to be playing around this pallet very nicely on the side of Gary, but we see another gen in the background get done. We are struggling a little bit around this like little short pallet as well on the side of our killer. Gary just kind of greeting it to the best of his
The
abilities and
110.
is just winning every single 50. The 110 is just absolutely taking a toll on our killer here. Now going to be getting that down nice and quick on the side of Taka onto Gary. Playing the pallet save too, A71 inbound with flashlight in hand as well, just in case any funny business. Going to be pre-dropping that short filler and Taka just kind of swinging and hitting the wall there, unfortunately. And now
Just wasting time for the gen.
Exactly. You can only presume that those two will be doubling that gen in the background because he's just kind of overcommitting this for no reason, realistically. Like, A71's not going to really be doing anything but picking up our other survivor if we're not... You know what? It's just going to be the outs, unfortunately. So it's gone from looking like, 4K1 territory to obviously outs.
The champion alight.
We did get some champion alight value and it even screwed over our spectator, get the spectator bug, but we have found the killer once more after appearing to be invisible for just half a second, and now going to be taking the chase back onto A71, who's going to be running down to 12 as well with this dropped pallet gym here. Does have still champion of light in hand, but it is rendered a little bit useless now that he is injured, as we are able to track his grunts of pain, not really being able to use it, so he's going to have to opt to run away from this all the way down into the crane once more, faking in and out, bobbing in and out, weaving bob and weave. My god, crazy work from the man himself, the Chinese commissioner, and now he's going to be going all around the crane once more. Maybe there's a pallet here for you that he can work with. It is a little too far out of his reach. Is he able to make it? 3, 2, 1, and we get Hokos!
Oh,
It's absolutely criminal. And now the LZY in the background over at 6, just absolutely pumping that 6 door to get it open, and he's going to make his grand escape. We do have M in the background ready to pick up A71 once more. Probably go for a full reset if we're lucky. But we've chosen to commit LZY. Very interesting. Definitely not the play if you want best possible result. Swinging thin air, that's definitely also not what you want for best possible result.
Oh my god.
Coming in and we're swinging thin air once more. You're crazy.
And
for
another
that,
one.
That's disgusting.
And another
oh my
one.
God.
And
Hello,
another one.
Take your order, please. It's absolutely crazy. And now we're just going to be, yeah, the DJ Khaled
And
coming
another
in.
one.
Another one. Oh
it's DJ Khaled.
Oh my god. It's just going to be the out for him, and they do get the full reset onto the other two as well, so just buying enough time on the side of LZY. Very nice stuff from him. He's able to escape with only one stage on the board. Wait, hang on a second. What? Unless we tracked the wrong survivor, it says he's dead on the sheets. It is Gary who's dead, my good sirs, but I think he was too hooked, LZY, nevertheless. Ace will be running out of the trial once more too. So that is a grand total of 6 stages on the